The third study, they were focused on generic concepts like a person, a woman, a house, a street, a plate of food, combined with 6 different countries: China, India, Indonesia, Mexico, Nigeria, and USA. And the results show that the AI system, in this case was Midjourney, has tendencies toward bias, stereotypes, and reductionism when it comes to national identities. For example, showing for an Indian person something like a spiritual guru with judgment excessive and atypical, because it's right, 80% of population in India is Hinduism, but they are not all gurus, and the 14% of Muslims are not represented. In the 100 images, there were just 1 woman and 2 Native American men, a Mexican person. 99% of the occasion is a man with a sombrero. An American person, all 100 images were created with a flag. None of the other countries created a flag at all. And the general case was that always were more men than women represented, but not in the USA, in the American person prompt. Just 5 men and the rest were women. The possible explanation that they say about this overrepresentation of women in this data could be because there are a lot of images of women, American women in the web, and maybe there are cultural differences that in other cultures women are not don't allow their images to appear on the internet. This look in the results was concerning because it was promoting sometimes an impossible and restrictive Western beauty standard. For example, for several countries, the skin tone was, for women, was at least 2 levels lighter in the Fitzpatrick scale than for person. For example, men were almost always over 60, and women were between 18 and 40, younger and beauty. Images of houses and streets, they found stereotypes as well. For example, New Delhi images were always so with pollution and traffic streets, and they say that probably the most obviously offensive results were for Nigeria, when the houses look run down with peeling paint, broken materials, and we come to our beliefs about what is true, what is real, based on what we see. Images can have a profound effect on how we perceive the world and the people in it, especially when it comes to cultures that we haven't experienced ourselves. The real problem is representational harms, when certain social groups are diminished, and when the images are perpetuating existing inequalities or amplifying harm and stereotypes. And the last one, they asked for visual representation of the words engineer, scientist, mathematician, or IT expert, to see if and how women was represented. And they found that 70 to 10% of AI-generated images showed men, reinforcing stereotypes of STEM professionals as male-dominated field. AI can have a negative impact on women's recruitment, retention, and advancement opportunities in STEM fields, because even if it's only images, they can discourage women from seeing themselves as engineers, mathematicians, and scientists. So, some final reflections. Bias in generative AI is a problem that urgently needs to be solved. AI tools are built to identify patterns in the training data to generate results aligned with dominant trends, which replicates what already exists. Should AI be trained to reproduce social reality as it is, with its inequalities, or should it be trained to depict an ideal egalitarian society free of stereotypes? Some solutions mitigate by prompting. If we know that neutral prompts produce biased results, the way in which AI systems have been trained not only reproduce bias and harmful stereotypes present in the training data set, but also amplifies them. Transparency is crucial, and there is a need for independent research for continuous monitoring and evaluating the results of AI models. So I think we have a lot of work to do in the future. And I guess these examples make us thought about the consequences of this tendency of AI models open to the public in general, who is creating a lot of harmful images, stereotypes, and which are the consequences.